Hey everyone, I'm here today talking about using Jarvis or Conversion.AI on how to write certain types of content over other ones. It's certainly not perfect, but I think for some of the lower competition levels, like super low competition levels of content, or ones where you're sort of trying to build up a resource page and there's not, it's not necessarily people are coming in to pick everything apart. Boring content, if you like, and a massive shout out to Dan Richardson on that one. So I saw his video on writing boring content for affiliate sites. So, and I know that he uses Jarvis for certain things. So I just thought I'd give it a try myself, really, and sort of give you my take on how to use it, what I think is good, what I think could be improved, and just show you something that's worked for me straight off the bat, really. So recently I bought a site from Motion Invest, and I don't mind sharing it. It's 40meters.com. It's about scuba diving. I know nothing about scuba diving, but the reason why I bought it was I wanted to basically do a case study around semantic SEO, and also just how can I flood this sort of niche that I'm not really 100% on. What sort of options do I have to actually grow the content in this niche? And Jarvis has been great with that because what I've started to do is build out a hub around scuba diving laws and things like that. So, like I say, it's not like they've got huge volume, but the content has to be right and it's super boring to write about as well. So if we use this one as an example, scuba diving laws, Arkansas, this was only written a couple of days ago and it's in position two. So I'm in the UK, maybe it's different in the US. I haven't cross-referenced with SEMrush or anything yet. I'm literally just doing this video. Um, but I thought that was really interesting how it's sort of shot up there, based purely on sort of AI content. So I just want to run through how I format that really. So here's what that post looks like. Um, it's not War and Peace. We've got a bit of an intro on there for the featured snippet just to directly answer the question, and a sort of a secondary one here. And then what I've done is put together a bit of a template because I'm doing this for every single state. So we can do that, now I know that this template works because it ranks, and we can do this for every state in the US. And these are sort of just secondary keywords related to sort of what you'd be looking for around scuba diving laws. So that's why these ones are in there. And again, I wanted to test this template, and now that it's ranking, brilliant. So we jump into Jarvis. I've got the boss mode because it's just not capped at a word count. And in pounds, I think it works out around £85 or something like that a month. So I think to say it's unlimited words, it's a no-brainer for me, really. All right, it takes a little bit of tweaking and things like that, but I think it's great. So I've been using the long form assistant. As you can see, there's tons of different options really. Content improver, you've got your product descriptions if you're working on an e-com site. They've even got things like Facebook ads, Google ads, Amazon products. There's tons of different things in here, YouTube. So definitely check it out with the free trial. There's a link in the description. You can get a free trial for it. So go and check it out. So like I say, I use a long form assistant. So now I've got that template from here. I know that it's ranking. Here's what that looks like. So we've done the same for California here. So I've just sort of put a very top level title in, and then a little bit of a brief on what I want Jarvis to write for me. A couple of keywords, and I've kept this very blatant as well, to the point because I don't want to deviate from the whole laws subject. So what I tend to do is I'll write this intro paragraph first, so Jarvis gets a bit of a feel of my tone of voice and things like that, and then format it with the headers in place. So I've written this, and then Jarvis has gone on to write this. So I'll probably trim this down so he's gone a bit broader and written, say he, let's just call him a he for now. So he's written, he sort of dived, no pun intended, dived into a bit of a broader area. But we can trim that down. And the same here. So it's not a ton of content. I think that's a perfect amount for what you need here. What does California law say about diving? We'll just change that. Oh yeah, so I've got Grammarly, I think it is. It's running in the background as well, just to double check things. But let's just, you can see how this comes out now. So I've got my H2s formatted here and ready to go. So if you sort of click on that, you can change it. So, it understands it's a subheading of the article. Okay, so diver down flags, which are sort of a safety feature for scuba divers. They have these flags up when they're diving, so boats don't go flying into them. So let's just compose this. I've got it set on a long output length. So sort of direct reference to the laws, what the flag requirements are, how the flag should be displayed, what it should measure, fines relating to not showing a flag. So let's just run this again, see what else it has to say. And my aim here is to get as much as possible and then trim this down. See, has it got all of that? So I'd say that's certainly enough there to work with. So, what I'm doing here is getting as much content as possible and then working with it to get it down to a readable sort of amount for what we need. Looking at this one, that's already ranking, it's certainly not War and Peace because it's very low level search terms anyway. But I just think it's really cool. We can do the same. Let's do it for something else specific. Let's do it for wreck diving, see what it comes up with. And it's not right every time. You might need to rerun it a few times. So what's it done on here? So yeah, so this is more around safety tips. All right, so that one's not right. So I'll just rerun that one. Let's see what else it comes up with. So what it's come up with here is things around maps and finding out different wrecks around California. So again, not 100%, but certainly enough that you can sort of, do what you need to expand that. But I mean, just based on the amount of content that it's pulling out, it just saves you so much time. All right, you're not going to trust it to just go straight away and publish the content, but it's so much quicker than having to sit down and write everything yourself and look through all the laws, particularly with this sort of boring content. So I definitely think it's worth checking out. Like I say, I've got the boss mode. I think for how much it is, it's a really good price. And I'm actually really surprised with it. I was super skeptical. And I can imagine it's only going to keep improving. So I think for this type of content in particular, I'll be sticking with it. And yeah, check it out and leave a comment if you've been using it, what you think about it. And definitely, if you get any quick wins off the back of it, I'd be really interested in seeing. So yeah, till next time, just wanted to sort of jump in on this one because I find it really interesting. Cheers, guys.